Hey there folks, CB here from CJB Studios, and today I am back at it with another thoughts and opinions video on this channel. It has been a long time since I've done one of these. The last time I did one, it was for Phantom Strider, back on September 24th, 2024, I believe. And of course, the reason I made that one at the time was because, well, during that point, he was actually thinking of leaving, YouTube and Patreon and all that kind of stuff. Of course, that ended up not happening after all, because after I made that video, he changed his mind and decided to come back into making content on there. And this one's going to be kind of similar to that, only this time it's on someone who actually is going to be leaving the internet. And in case you guys don't know who it is none other than Trevor Liedtke, aka TAS Productions, aka Media Mementos. Yep, that's right, I'm doing a thoughts and opinions video on Trevor because I have been a pretty huge fan of him for quite a long while. As to how I came across him, I think I said this before in my birthday shout-out that I made for him back in 2023. I came across him back in 2016. I don't remember what month it was, but I know it was 2016. And the first video I stumbled across from him on YouTube was a video that he did talking about his top 10 best VeggieTales episodes. And what was ranked at number 1 was Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. And after that, a couple of months later in 2016, I believe it was either August or September of that year, I watched a couple other VeggieTales related videos of his, like his top 5 least favorite episodes at the time. And in that one, it was 'Twas the Night Before Easter was ranked as the number 1 worst one, and that was at the time. But I also checked out some other content that he made, and most of it was VeggieTales related, like VeggieTales Abridged and VeggieTales Live and Reloaded. But aside from that, I also checked out a couple of things on that channel, the TAS Productions channel, that was not VeggieTales related, like T on the and TV Talks as well. So yeah, that's pretty much how I came across him, through that channel, and since then I've been checking out a lot of stuff that he did on there. And again, most of it was the VeggieTales stuff, like Live and Reloaded and Abridged. But then comes Media Mementos. Now, of course, for those of you who might not remember, the reason Trevor made the Media Mementos channel was because this was back in 2019. VeggieTales Abridged was, becoming the only thing that he was known for, because it was having a very wild, rabid fan base, and he decided, he wanted to kind of focus on other stuff, like reviewing content, that was kind of like TV Talks, but done better. And that's when he created the Media Mementos channel. I could be wrong on that, so Trevor, if you're watching this, I apologize if I'm misinterpreting what you're saying. What you said about how that channel came to be. But yeah, that's pretty much how Media Mementos turned out, because he wanted to not focus on VTA too much. And of course, the first video he did on there was Baby Blues, Brilliant or Betrayal. And it was a pretty big success when it was out. And since then, he decided to focus on that channel even after VeggieTales Abridged was over. And of course, he did a lot of videos on that channel, like Versus the Network, which was actually one of my favorite series that's on there. Character Quest, that's actually another one that I like. And just a whole bunch more stuff. In fact, one of those videos that he did do on that channel, and it's actually one of my personal favorites, was going down the VeggieTales Abridged rabbit hole. Talking about how the show, turned out to be the way it was. The fact that he was planning it to start off as kind of silly and wacky, but then turn very, very dark towards the end of it. And of course, knowing that it had a wild, rabid fan base, that actually kind of changed my perspective on viewing the show, because I actually still have a bunch of files, video files on it that I saved on my phone, so I wouldn't, want it to disappear completely, not just online, but for those who still like it. And I do want to make it clear, I'm not I wasn't like a casual fan. Well, no, I wasn't a diehard fan of VTA. I was more of a casual one, because the only question I had was, when is episode 11 coming out? You know, that was the only one that was actually on my mind. Any episodes that would come out either before or after that one, I didn't really think about too much. And just so you guys know, I'm not going to be re-uploading any of the VTA content to respect Trevor's wishes. So yeah, and that's not all. On top of that, when my channel was just starting out at the time, I actually got mentioned on Media Mementos 3 times. The first time was from Billy when he did a video talking about watching the original Ice Age movie, and he actually picked my comment talking about Bible Man as comment of the day, and that actually surprised me. And then the second time it happened was when he did Versus the Network Season 2, and the second episode of that one was VeggieTales versus the Network. And the comment that he picked from me was when I was excited to see that the series was coming back, and that comment that I put out was the one he did on Dilbert. And since, his VeggieTales stuff on the TAS Productions channel is what introduced me to Trevor, because Trevor was the one who actually read that comment in that video, that actually made me really happy. And the third time it happened was on the video that Trevor did talking about the Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon episode, Ren Seeks Help is Not the Worst Episode. Because, yes, I did leave a comment on the community, on a community post Trevor did talking about it, because at the time I did watch Trevor's original version of the review on Adult Party Cartoon, and I decided to check out some bits of it for myself. And yeah, everything I said in that comment was kind of true. I didn't think it was the worst one out there, even though I never grew up with the original Ren and Stimpy. So yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling on, but again, the fact that Trevor and even Billy, would like mention me on the Media Mementos channel, like that actually made me so happy, because again, I was like a huge fan of Trevor for pretty much a decade. In fact, I've actually been pretty good friends with him since my channel, him and Billy, since my channel got made. And I'm also pretty good friends with V, Lovely Lively V, who also worked for Media Mementos too. And since I mentioned the VeggieTales versus the Network episode, as the time I'm recording this, it is February 20th, 2026, and tomorrow, Trevor's actually going to do a follow-up to that episode called VeggieTales versus the Network Part 2, and that's kind of bittersweet to me, because again, his VeggieTales stuff is how I came across, Trevor's VeggieTales stuff is how I came across him to begin with, and the fact that that's going to be the last ever video he'll do on Media Mementos is honestly kind of bittersweet, but not in a bad way, actually in a good way. So yeah, that's pretty much how I came across Trevor, and I know it sounds like I'm rambling on, but as for my thoughts and opinions on him, I think he's actually a really nice guy. He's chill, he's cool, and he's also pretty funny, and again, he's really nice. I really like his stuff, and I was so happy to, communicate with him a couple times and be a pretty good friend of his. And, the fact that he's leaving YouTube, of course, I'm sure everyone who's subscribed to him, whether it be on TAS or Media Mementos, of course, I'm sure everyone knew this was coming, because in 2024, March of that year, the Media Mementos channel got demonetized. Of course, I did do a video talking about what happened, and, because I was aware of the situation. And of course, that was later resolved, but Trevor, of course, he decided that, maybe it's time that, I should just move on and do something else, so he was kind of planning all this out, and I'm giving him credit for that, because, you can't be on social media all the time. And, yeah, Trevor is actually a pretty nice guy. Like I said, he's cool, he's funny, he's chill, and he's very nice. And again, I'm really happy that I became a friend of his since I've been a fan of him for pretty much a decade. And, you know, it's going to be sad to see him go, but again, it's his understanding, it's his reasoning, and I totally get it. So, Trevor, if you're watching this, I hope you respect my thoughts and opinions on you. Again, you're such a nice guy, you're really cool, you're really funny, and you're just a great person to, talk to and communicate with, and I'm still a huge fan of anything you make, whether it's VeggieTales, versus the network, Character Quest, or even Standard Misadventures. I almost forgot to mention that. He did do a podcast audio series called Standard Misadventures, and it's actually kind of a pretty good successor to VeggieTales Live and Reloaded in some way. And I didn't listen to it at the time, but I did listen to it like almost a year or so after each episode came out, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. So yeah, I actually forgot to mention that. I figured, well, why not bring it up really quickly, just in case. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on Trevor Liedtke. Again, he's really cool, he's really funny, and he's such a nice guy. And Trevor, if you're watching this, I just want to say good luck in the future with whatever you want to do outside of social media. You really deserve it, and I really hope you have a great time to your heart's desire on what you want to do in the future, because I, along with everyone else who's been supporting you, whether it be from the very beginning or even now, we all wish you good luck, man. You're gonna need it. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on Trevor. I'm really sorry for repeating myself, but again, I figured I'd do this video now because, again, Trevor will be leaving soon, so I figured why not do this now, because I've actually been wanting to talk about him for quite a while, and I figured this would be the perfect time to do it as a way to say, wish him farewell and good luck and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this thoughts and opinions video. Please leave a like on it if you want to, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you all next time. Good luck, Trevor. You're gonna need it.